I'm Bradford with the Penny Picture Guide to Personal Finance, and in this video, we're going to be covering what documents do you actually need to be able to start filing your taxes. Now, quick caveat before we begin, because there's so many different types of tax situations and everybody's situation is different, I'm not going to be able to cover every single document that you might need to be able to file your taxes correctly. But the goal here is to be able to point you in the correct direction so you have a good process to be able to collect those documents yourself and feel confident about how you're doing it. So to get started, we're actually going to jump over to the IRS website because they have a pretty good checklist that you can go through to make sure you have the correct documents before you start the filing process. So here we have the website just titled Gather Your Documents. Now it's pretty short because really to be able to get started, it's a relatively simple process. Now it might take you a while to actually gather all these documents, but to know what you actually need to gather is pretty simple and straightforward. So starting out here, what are you going to need? First, you're gonna need your personal information because the IRS needs to be actually able to identify you and tie you to your taxes. Starting out here, you're gonna need your social security number or your ITIN, which is an individual tax ID number. We'll have a separate video that teaches you how to actually apply for one if you don't have one already. Bank account, routing information to get a tax refund by direct deposit or pay taxes you owe. Now, if you are owed a refund, and you want to do it by mail, you technically don't need this step, but be aware, instead of it taking a few weeks to get your tax refund, you're going to be looking into a few months. So I'd highly recommend having this information on hand. You need your adjusted gross income, an exact amount from last year's return if you filed. If you didn't file last year, don't worry about this step. You need your name on record with the Social Security Administration, and if you have changed your name, you have to notify the Social Security Administration first. You need your current address. This is how you change it and notify the IRS if you have changed it. If you e-filed last year, you need your self-select PIN, and you need your IP PIN if you received one from the IRS. Now, once you have all that personal information, the other stuff that you're going to need is dealing with how did you make money. Now, for most people, they're going to receive a W-2 from their employer, so that's covered right here. And then the other ways that you might have made money and that is notified or informed to the IRS is via 1099. So let's say you drove from Uber or you did something part of the gig economy. You sold stuff on Etsy or something like that. You should be receiving a 1099, and there's various different types of 1099s as you can see right here, from a 1099K all the way through a 1095A, various different 1099s or 1095s, and basically these are just forms of documentation that tell the IRS as well as you how much money you were actually paid. Now, some of them, like on a W-2, are going to actually have tax withholdings that your employer already paid the IRS on your behalf. Now, in a lot of the other ones, if you are receiving a 1099, that company or whoever is actually paying you that money probably didn't withhold any of the taxes for you. So that's where you're going to have to actually go and pay self-employment taxes and do quarterly tax estimates and things like that if you are doing some sort of self-employment income. Now, once you have gathered all those, we're going to be looking at what documents you need for credits or deductions. So some of the more common ones are going to be childcare or dependent expenses. So if you are taking your kid, you're dropping them off at daycare, that daycare should be furnishing you how much you actually paid over the previous year. Home mortgage, property taxes, things that are going to be useful if you are itemizing your deductions. Now, if you're not itemizing your deductions, you're not going to care about your 1098 for your mortgage. Donations to charity, again, if you're itemizing, it's going to be health savings account or flexible spending account contributions, so HSA or FSAs, healthcare expenses. Now, retirement contributions, now something to be aware of is if you're doing any sort of Roth, whether it's a Roth IRA or Roth 401k, those are not tax deductible unless you're in a lower income bracket that you might be eligible for the Savers credit. But on the other hand, if you're doing a traditional IRA or traditional 401k, all of the things are tax deductible. And then if you're a student or teacher, make sure you have your receipts for your books, tuition, other education expenses, because you can receive deductions or credits for all of those. And then documents from side job and employment. So make sure you have statements from your bank, payment apps, card processors, or online marketplaces if you're selling stuff, whether it's services or goods. Make sure that checks that are paid to you. Now, if you're doing some sort of self-employment, make sure you have your receipts and your mileage logs for travel because all those things are deductible, and you need to make sure you have a very detailed record-keeping process so that way you're not just guessing, and then if you get audited, you're going to be in some hot water. Continuing on here, estimated tax payments. So if you have paid taxes throughout the year, you want to make sure you save all those because the IRS does not do it for you. They'll take your money, but you're responsible for the record-keeping and then providing that information back. Fair or not, that's what the process is. And then other sort of business income and expense records. And then you can go down here and click on more self-employment records you should keep, and those are giving you recommendations. Now, hopefully you found that to be a relatively straightforward and simple process in terms of what kind of documentation that you need to actually gather. Now that you actually have everything, you still actually have to file your taxes. And now I hate having to pay somebody else to pay my taxes, so make sure you check out this video right here that'll teach you how you can file your taxes completely for free. I want to thanks for joining us, and from your first penny to your first million, we're here to help.